Good morning, everybody. We'll be starting in just a second. Let's get the screen going on. Get the camera on. All right. Every time I try to come on early, I end up coming just on time. It's the weirdest thing. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. We got James, we got Kevin, we got Cheese Grate Trader, we got RB10, RBX10, we got Hawkeye, we got Javad, Brendan, Mary, Rihanna, Gregory, Warren, Kevin, Deanna, Stan, Pete, Penny. Good morning, Penny. Minnesota Matt is here. Manuel, Jill, Richard, Heavy 146. Oh my. David, George, Harold, Steve, Dave, Eduardo, Jack, Tom, Whitco, Robert, Lloyd, Stacy, Solaire, Wade, Keith, Tara, Catherine, Gregory, Robert, Tom, Ivan, Albro, Bernie, Jesse, Arnolfo, Harriam, Anukumar, Don, Charlie, Clyde, Randy. Hold on a second. Moondog. Hey, Moondog. Vernon, Rebecca, Ivano, Steven, Next Gen, Sandra. Good morning, Sandra. Clyde, yeah, he's yeah, you guys see him this morning? He's in rare form. There's Clyde with his ears and everything. There he is. All right. He says hello back to you, Sandra. Kathy, George, Art, Louie. Hey, Louie, Jody, Yuri's here. Richard is here. Mark is here. Richard is here. Good morning, Richard. Richie, how are you doing today? Mark, Richard, Tim. We got Romper Room, okay? Romper Room. Greg, Sandy, the sassy trainer. Tinya's in the house. Kaylee, Gary, Kayleen, sorry, Gary, Russ, Hefe, Sylvia, Richard, Mike. It's harder to read your names with the Google thing. You guys understand. We got Sylvia, Richard, Mike, Dragon Dawn is here. We got Gary. We got Linda. Hello, Linda. How are you? Hopium Addict is here. Armando, Bobby, James, Adrian, Mike, we got Johan. We got Ritrick. What is it? Ritrick. Sorry if I can't pronounce your name right. We got Porkies. We got Mr. Costa Blanca, Nevada, Mr. Nevada Raindrops. Good. Ruth, Patrick, Dr. Luke is in the house. Henry. We got Celeste. We got Gary. We got Julio. We got Rachel. We got a lot of people is what we got. We got Sin. We got Robert, CJ, Jean. We got Maria. We got Bill. Hey, Bill. Chris, Mary. We got Brian, Walter, TC699. Richie, how are you, Richie? Robert, I appreciate it. Here with my grandkids today. Oh, that's nice. It's disruptive mornings. Hey, at least you got your grandkids there. We got Ed. We got A.G. Cooper. We got David. We got Robert. We got Kirk, Sergey, Hopium, Wesley, Jason. Yeah, the sound is working fine. Yeah. You guys could hear me just fine, right? I imagine you guys can all hear me. Good morning, everybody. I don't know how to change name, but a few people here do know how to change name. I'm sure they'll be glad to post it for you. We got William, Dallas, Bull, Alpha Diaz, Ira. How to log into morning show before Telegram channel. Yes, Ira, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel by going down here. There's a bell here somewhere. I don't have it here because I'm logged in, but there's a bell. And if you subscribe to that bell and subscribe to my channel on YouTube, it'll notify you automatically and let you know when we're live. It'll pop up on the bottom right and let you know that we're live. So yes, you can do that. And I highly recommend you guys all do that. How to log? Yeah, so there is a way to do it, Ira. There is a way to do it. All you got to do is hit the bell and subscribe to my channel. We got Alpha Diaz, Bull Rider, and make sure you have notifications on your computer. Oh, my haircut doesn't look too bad. Look at that. I actually look like a kept man. Not like somebody who doesn't comb his hair. We got Alpha Diaz, Bull Rider, Dallas. We got William. We got Ira. We got Jimmy. We got Naples Fan. Naples Fan, can you post that information about changing your tag like you did a few days ago? Yeah, please hit thumbs up if you don't mind. We got Genevieve, Steve, Marlon. Hey, Marlon. Gordon, Henry. Clyde says hi, Marlon. Krish, Jimmy, Hopium, William. We got a lot of people here. So first things first, since we have about 400 people here within about 5 minutes. Hey, Rock, good morning, Illinois grain farmer. Good morning, everybody. Very important, very important. Please go to your gearbox and make sure, hey, Texas Kirk, make sure you're not like me on auto and make sure you're on 1080p. See how it switches me over to? Don't let it happen to you, especially if you're wireless, because it'll up and down load you. Make sure you're 1080p so you can actually see what we're watching in here, okay? It's a good start. Thank you, Hopiumatic. Hey, Cam, good morning to you. Are you on the clock today or are you still off? And if you guys don't mind, give us one thumbs up right here. One thumbs up. Only if Clyde and I make you happy. If I don't make you happy, you don't have to give us a thumbs up. Hey, Richard Feinberg from Puente Gorda is back. There he is. There's Richard. Richard, I know you had some health issues, but he's back perfectly in time for our catalysts. All right, let me give you guys a couple of links first, and then we'll begin. We have no reason to wait. So, VIP room. I'm going to do something very, very cool for you in the VIP room. Something you guys absolutely love, and I haven't done it in about 2 months now. I'm going to go back to the beginning and talk about, what am I going to talk about? Trading, I'm going to talk about ProTrader dashboard. I'm going to talk about ProTrader dashboard today. I'm going to talk about what it is, what are the key levels and how they work, how to combine the scanner, combining it all together to find the fastest moving stocks right now. Omar and me, we live on the ProTrader dashboard all day long. We're like surfing on that ProTrader dashboard all day long, and I'll show you how. How to enter momentum, how to enter pullbacks, best way to day trade, best way to swing trade, and most importantly, let's find some live trades together. How about that? Does that sound pretty good? So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do basically we're gonna do what I do all day long, but I'll do it together with you for an hour. So I'll spend an hour doing with you what I do all day long, and then literally what I do all day long. And here's the link for Customer Service Live, and maybe Cam and Gustavo can share with us what they're going to be talking about today. Okay. So I highly, highly recommend you do not miss today's session. If you've ever wanted to learn how to day trade stocks and options, today's the day. And I literally have the ProTrader dashboard on my screen from the moment the market opens till the moment the market closes. And I'm using it every 15 minutes. Every 10 to 15 minutes, I'm using it throughout the day. It is my go-to indicator because I'm in the pit all the time. In the pit, I use the ProTrader dashboard exclusively. So I'm going to show you pretty much what I do, and maybe we'll find some trades together. I would say that if there's one must-attend event, it is today, okay? You don't want to miss out. Rarely do we not have trades. And at least if I don't give you a live trade, that's because I'll show you why it's working, why it's not, and I'll give you some tickers. So it'll be really fun. It'll be a fun show. Okay. I think we have enough people here. Here's another link to Customer Service Live. Here's another link for VIP Room. And I think it's a perfect time for us to begin. Okay. Should have began a few minutes earlier. Markets are a little soft today, a little bit soft, but this is random. This is noise. This is pure noise. And you're probably wondering, well, Roger, isn't the market supposed to rally really hard? The government is reopening. I mean, our president signed everything into law. It's a done deal. Not so fast. It doesn't work that way. It takes a little time. Okay. We deep dive ProTrader. Oh, great, perfect timing, perfect. Oh man, if my suggestion is not to miss what Cam and I are sharing today. Really good stuff. Okay. So the market's a little bit softer. Nothing to get, nothing to get too excited about. We are going to have the petroleum status report, and we are going to have a couple of Fed speakers, okay? And we are going to have a bond auction. We are not going to have the CPI, and we're not going to have the jobless claims. So we do have less momentum. And I hope you guys remember what I told you yesterday. I had a big discussion with you yesterday about the bond market and the relationship to the bond market, to the SPY versus the mega caps. If you guys listened to me yesterday, I would have saved you a lot of money because I was right on. We were right on target yesterday. Do you guys remember yesterday when I explained to you how we have some weakness in the mega caps, how blue chips are leading, how we don't have a breakout yet in the bonds, and if we don't have a breakout, we spent a bunch of time on it yesterday. And what did the mega caps do yesterday, and what did SMH do yesterday? Hey, Penny, there she is. All right. So we do have some Fed data today. We do have a couple of good catalysts today as well. As far as earnings, Cisco last night, Disney this morning. Let's see. Did JD come out too? Hold on. Already, JD. Let's see. Yeah, JD's not big enough. Okay. So we have earnings on Disney this morning. Yes, that is going to be a major catalyst. Yes, it's consumer discretionary. We have other catalysts as well. And tonight we have Applied Materials. Folks, Applied Materials is a major chip stock. My suggestion would be to be very, very careful with chip stocks coming into this morning, or excuse me, not coming into this morning, leaving today with, holding overnight, because you're taking a big chance on Applied Materials. Not because Applied Materials could move the market, okay? So you are taking a chance on Applied Materials, okay? Let me just move this here. US dollar. US dollar continues to sink. Remember I drew this for you yesterday, and I said that we're coming off. So weakness in the US dollar means strength in energy and strength in gold. But US dollars coming off. Remember I gave you this triangle. I said we can't make it here. We hit the 200, then we started coming back off, and it looks like we're now coming back. We're breaking this descending triangle, which I drew for you yesterday. And I told you the odds are we're going to stay range bound, or we're going to break down to the downside because this is a descending triangle. Okay. Thanks for that, Jim. I appreciate it. We'll get into all of that in just a few seconds. So, and as you could see right here, we're coming off. We're coming off. This is definitely breaking down. I'd like to see something break up, but the US dollar is breaking down, which again creates more uncertainty in the economy, not the stock market, the economy. The stock market, you can make an argument for stocks going up with weaker US dollar, and you can make an argument for stocks going up on stronger US dollar. So economy. Okay. Bond market. What's the bond market doing? I warned you about this one yesterday. Remember I told you we have a nice ascending triangle here, but if we don't break here, we're going to have a problem breaking higher in the stock market. When I say stock market, I mean the mega caps, the interest rate sensitive stocks, the stuff that's being not defensive stocks, not like the Dow that made an all-time high. Defensive stocks. I mean, speculative stocks, not defensive stocks. Not this, not the Dow. Remember I showed you equal weighted SPY. Yesterday's session, it would be great if you were here yesterday, because then everything I'm talking about right now, aside from saying I hate to say I told you so moments several times, which is not really the point of this, is to show you that our analysis works really well. So you see, we haven't had a breakout here yet to the upside. We need to have a breakout for the market, for the broad market to go higher, okay? We need a breakout. So far, we're just consolidating in this range, okay? You still have an AMD till after today, you have all day on AMD today, by the way. So I like this, and AMD is the number one stock on my watch list right now. Johan. Is it Johan? Am I getting it right, Johan? Okay, well, then well, Bob, you're always here. That's why I love you. I love you. You're always here. All right. So we need to break out. If bonds just continue coming here, we're going to have a problem with a breakout on tech. And I'll revisit this. I'll come back to this because this is really relevant to our stock analysis specifically today. Okay. Gold is breaking up. I gave you I told you guys yesterday and the day before and the day before that. I told you that once gold breaks this green line, it will be a buy. Gold is a buy right now, and you could see U.S. dollars coming off, getting a little weaker. It's definitely not getting stronger. You would think after this hearing, the Supreme Court case, if there was more certainty and confidence into the decision coming out the way Trump wants it to, this would break the 200. It did not. It busted down, and now we're in a descending triangle. And remember, folks, I'm just reading the price action. I couldn't care less about the fundamentals, okay? Price action has always proves to be right. Not always, but very vast majority of the time. Because people bullshit a lot, but they don't bullshit when it comes to their money. So bonds, we need to break out here on bonds. All right. Gotcha, Joe. Gotcha. You could change your name. You could do what's his name? A few of the guys here have been posting and change your name, but or just put Joe next to your comment and I'll respond there. Okay. All right. So gold is breaking out. Gold is breaking out, and I'm expecting gold to come back higher start coming back up once again because the government shutdown is now open. We're going to have more liquidity, and I think China is buying it once again. But as long as the U.S. dollar stays in this, here, let me just fix this a little bit here. As long as the U.S. dollar stays in this trajectory right here, in this descending triangle, I'm expecting gold to continue getting a little bit stronger. I was scalping Yuma mining yesterday in the morning. I didn't have enough time to post it for you guys. All right, Bitcoin. Remember what I told you, that we have too many wicks here, and usually when you have too many wicks, it's a sign of a bottom, and we never broke this area, not level, area. This to me looks like it's building a bottom, that we have a higher low here. So unless we break down in the next, and it's also wiki, unless we break down further, the odds are we're going to consolidate around here or start coming back up. Again, let's just see what happens. Right now, I wouldn't be taking action on crypto. Why? Because we're right at the 200-day moving average. And if I'm wrong, and there's a strong chance I could be wrong, and if this legs comes down here, then we have a renewed downtrend. And again, we're near the 200-day. If we were up here, I would be less cautious. But we're down here, and that's a pretty extensive downtrend. And again, remember, look what happened here. It consolidated, and it broke down. So my point is, it's either going to break up or it's going to break down. It's not going to stay here very long. And it is near the 200-day, and it seems to be holding. So I would be very cautious right now. Because if you're right, you're going to be very right. But if you're wrong, you're going to be very wrong. So I would wait for this to develop a little more so we have a better bias and we move away from the 200-day moving average. Thank you, Hopium Addict. I appreciate you doing that, okay? And folks, if you're just coming in here right now, please make sure you're watching right here at 1080p, okay? 1080p, and please give us a thumbs up. Let me just continue. All right. Hey, Yesin, good morning to you. Good morning. Ted, good morning to you. Silver follows gold pretty much, which is why I don't cover it. Crude oil. I hate to say I told you so, but we have a breakdown. Now, what's interesting is U.S. dollar is breaking down. U.S. dollar breaking down, in theory, is actually pretty bullish for crude oil because crude oil is denominated in the U.S. dollar. But the fact that crude oil is going down is giving me pause about our economy right now. Okay, because crude oil doesn't do well with a slowdown in the economy, all of this unemployment. It's very bad for crude oil. Remember what happened with crude oil during COVID when we had unemployment? Just tanked down. So crude oil is a really, really good gauge. A lot of folks are always asking me, Roger, what's a good gauge for the broad economy, like transports and when the world is humming along? Crude oil, because think about it. If we go into a recession or if we have a slowdown, right, in America, in business, layoffs, all that, people use less gas, people use less industrial, people use less planes. There's a slowdown and it impacts crude oil, okay? Impacts crude oil, Okay, so this is not great. And the fact that we broke below this area here is not good at all. And it's been this is why I'm really cautious about Bitcoin right now, because you can't draw too much data because we're right at the 200-day moving average. Yes. That's exactly what I just said, Ted. That's exactly what I just said. Um, See, crude oil is coming down and US dollars coming down. And US dollar, remember, crude oil is priced in US dollars. So when US dollar is cheaper, it's easier to buy. So my point is, if crude oil is going down while US dollar is going down, that means it's a pretty nasty downside move. All right. China is moving nicely. China is moving nicely, and so is Europe, by the way. We'll talk about that. All right. I'm going to start getting into the broad market. I'm doing great on time today. Do you guys want to start talking about catalysts, posting catalysts? We have very clean catalysts today from what I've seen. The last 2 days, you guys have both helped me. The last 2 days, you guys were able to find catalysts that I missed. And I'm very thankful for you for doing that. So if there's something that I'm missing, please tell me. Because remember, I come here and start doing all this stuff at 7:30 in the morning. And we don't get to this till about 8:30. And a lot of stuff drops between 7:30 and 8:30. Okay? Oh, wow. Cheryl's coming in hot. Fed speakers, 30-year bond auction. Yep, yep. You're right. Oil. Yep. Shutdown signs. That's not here nor there. Chips, staples. Where do you get the infotech from? Where do you get infotech from? Consumer discretionary, communication. I got network. Well, network stocks. Yeah, I got network. China 10. Richard has China. Chips. How about Europe? Yeah, Europe. There we go. All right. Infotech, networking. Yeah, infotech, networking. Okay. Infotech, consumer discretionary, consumer staples, Fed speakers, Europe, all-time high. I got to tell you something, Minnesota map. You missed consumer. No, you didn't. You got consumer staples too. Mine looks exactly like Minnesota Matt's, which doesn't look all that different from Richard. Richard, I don't see a catalyst in China. I see a catalyst in Europe. So here's what mine looks like. Crude oil, consumer discretionary, Europe, network or infotech, I'll give you that. China, chips, and consumer staples. That's what mine looks like. It looks exactly like Minnesota Matt's, actually, except in a different order. And Minnesota Matt doesn't have oil. So you got the Europe. Cheryl, you may have a couple of, it's not looking bad, but you may have a little too much there. I got the Europe. I got the bonds. I got the oil. The shutdown, no. I got the chips. I got the staples. 10-cent reports earnings. 10-cent. I'm sorry, I didn't get that. So I think me and Trump isn't giving us $2,000. That's bullshit, and everybody knows it. That's not a catalyst, and that's something I've been hearing for 3 days already. Mike, please don't post just random nonsense here. 10-cent reported. What's the ticker for 10-cent? What's 10-cent music? This TME? What are we talking about here? What's the ticker symbol, Adrian? This is not a this is not a this is not a this is not even a traded company in the U.S. Why would this be a ticker? TME? Yeah, this is not a no. It's not even a U.S. traded company. Do you see S&P 500 here? No, no, no. TCEHY is not an S&P 500 stock. Stop making things up. Disney is consumer discretionary. Okay? All right. So, crude oil, bonds, consumer discretionary, Europe, networking or if fintech, if you want to go there. Actually, you know what? You know what, Richard? I think I owe you an apology. Hold on a second. I think China is a catalyst because I put it up here. Hold on. China. Yes, China is a catalyst. So Richard was right. Richard was right. So Minnesota Matt, you and I don't have China, and Richard has China. He's actually China chips, Cisco. I think Minnesota Matt and Richard together are right. I missed China. Richard got China. All right, all right, all right. You guys are good. TME games China. It would be haha. We got Christmas gift to give the kids. Thank you. We know we. He's not going to give anybody $2,000. Please. Whew. Oh, all right, all right. If you guys are relying on that $2,000, you're going to be holding your breath for a very long time. The last minting of the penny, yeah, that's not a catalyst. Please talk about each catalyst and their impact. Nah, I'm not going to do that. I don't have the time. Catalysts are big because they have the biggest impact on the market. That's why they're a catalyst, and that's why we don't have to talk about them because they're going to shape market action today. All right. The CEO says they have 5,000 mechanical positions they can't fill. Then we will have skilled employment come from and whole. Yeah, I don't know, Ray. I don't know. All right, investors weighed the outlook of the federal interest rate path following the end of the longest government shutdown in history. President Trump signed the bill, reopened the government. Package extends federal government funding through January 30th and includes full year funding for the Department of Agriculture, military construction, and legislature. It'll ensure that federal employees, including air traffic controllers, receive their pay and return hundreds of thousands of furloughed government workers to their job. I know a federal judge in New York who hasn't been paid in 44 days. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, the 2008 coming. Don't hold your breath. Exactly long. Right, exactly. $2,000. Yeah, when I have the money in my account, that's when I believe it. Exactly, exactly. Dow made an all-time high. Remember I told you blue chips yesterday are stronger than tech? Watch the tech. I gave you this whole thing with the levels. I'll talk about that today. AMD climbed 9%. Who made a little money on AMD yesterday? Raise your hand. We went long AMD. ONON jumped 18%. Bill Holdings surged over 11%. Meta and Tesla both slid. Remember what I told you about mega caps yesterday? And we'll talk more about it today. Let's not get political. Let's not, even though you guys are mostly correct, let's not get political. Government reopening removes one source of investor uncertainty, thank God, paving the way for release of delayed economic data, including the September job reports, which I don't think is coming as early as next week. I don't think the job report is coming. White House press secretary said Wednesday that the October jobs and inflation reports are likely never to be published because of the shutdown. I'm not leavened, okay? All of the economic data released will be permanently impaired, leaving all policymakers at the Fed flying blind at a critical period. Yes, that's right. Flying blind. Flying blind. Okay? All right. Yeah, how about a bunch of people waiting for their Fed paychecks? Yeah, let's start there. $2,000. Oh, don't get me started. Fed officials remain divided over which risk is more pressing, inflation or weakening labor market. Remember, I told you we have two major problems, inflation and weakening labor market, and we don't know what to do about it because if we fix one, it's going to increase the other. Collins said Wednesday she favored keeping rates unchanged. Me too. Given still solid growth that could slow or hinder progress. By the way, out of everybody out there, who told you that he has the biggest doubts about December rates going down? Do you guys remember? I was on that like there was no tomorrow. All right. All right. Um, Boston Collins said Wednesday she favors keeping rates unchanged, given still solid growth could slow or hinder progress. Yes, I agree. Bostic stated that inflation remains the bigger risk. Wait a minute. Trump says there's no inflation. What's going on here? Bigger risk of economy, he prefers to keep rates unchanged until it's clear that central bank is on track to achieve its 2% target. I agree. Despite the shifts in the labor market, the clear and urgent risk is still price stability. I agree. Bostic said at the same time, Federal Stefan Miranda reiterated U.S. monetary policy is overly restrictive, arguing that easing housing inflation is helping reduce the overall pricing pressure. Yeah, I would agree with you if I have data, but we haven't had data in over 44 days, buddy. What are you basing that on? And I did. And by the way, do you guys remember when the odds were at 97%? Somebody was telling you, I don't think it's going to happen. When it was at 97% that the Fed was going to lower rates in December, what was I saying to you? Yeah, I don't see it. I don't think so. We're now at 53%. We went from 97% to 53%. Okay. And yes, I've been telling you. I remember Kane was in here. I was like, Kane, what are the odds? What? Oh, it's almost priced in. It's a done deal. I'm like, well, I don't know why they're combining them together like that. So we went from 97% to 53%. I did, and now it's 53, 50. I said it's closer to 50. I did, and now it's 50. Now it's 53.4%. I mean, there's a reason why we get a lot of people coming here every day. Yes, quite a shift in the short time, because look what happened to the bond market. It had quite a shift. And I'm going to talk about this in a few minutes. This is very important. There's something we still haven't talked about right here. We did talk about it yesterday, and we were right, and we're going to talk about it again in a few minutes. Today, market participants will hear a whole bunch of Fed speakers. We have crude oil reports today, which is good. Why you are not expecting a cut. Why am I not expecting a cut? Because economy's in the shitter and we haven't had federal data in 44 days. What are they going to base it on? Do you guys understand? Tiago, how long has the Fed been closed? In order to cut rates, do you think the Fed needs to have some data they have to read and process? Remember what Powell says. We don't make any decisions ahead of time. We take the data as it comes. Has there been any data coming in the last 44 days? Do you have any data? No? Well, do you understand now? Okay, good. I mean, there's no data. What are you going to base it on? My butt? Come on. You got to have some data here. I know I'm getting a little excited about this, but this is just straight up common sense. You need to have data. Data. Yes, data. We have no data. What are they going to do? Yes, let's lower rates. Yes, it's windy. Let's lower. Where's the data? Where's the meat? All right. On the earnings front, we got Applied Materials tonight. Big for tech stocks. Big for chip stocks. Disney already came out. Mr. I'm not going to update earnings till they are done with. Alexander's been lazy, but he finally updated this from 7.2. It's 14.6, which is really, really good. Really, really good. Yes, Roger's butt. Can you imagine? Good luck with that. Europe is up, hitting a new record high. Yay! And China hit a 10, and Richard Feinberg was right. I was wrong. And China is a catalyst. China hit a 10-year high. That's very powerful. That's a very good catalyst for the market. But what I want to see is what stocks are moving. Robust AI-backed forecast. Tech stocks led the gains. Okay, that's great. What about China? Gains in energy sector. That's not great. All right. Japan closed higher. Optimism over the end of the U.S. government. Metal and financial stocks led the gains. Notice not tech stocks. Not tech stocks. Me either, Ted. I don't want a mental image either. All right. Catalysts. Now, somebody asked me, why is something a catalyst? Can I explain it? A catalyst, I can't. The reason I can't explain why is because a catalyst is a catalyst. It's what it means. It's a news coming out that moves the stock. And if it's coming out either tonight or already came out today, if it comes out anytime before the market opens, it's a catalyst. That's what makes a catalyst. Applied Materials is not a catalyst because it'll be a catalyst tomorrow morning because the market will not trade. It's going to come out after the market closes today. So the fastest catalyst to Applied Materials will be tomorrow's market session. Catalysts are stocks that are shaping the price action today. Consumer discretionary, networking, chip stocks, and mega caps. All right. Put the call ratio. Let's move into the market. The CPI hasn't come out. The CPI, I don't think CPI is coming out today. Yeah. Yeah. There's no CPI coming out today. Okay. Government is still not reopened. Put the call ratio. We're moving lower. Bulls are starting to get a little bit ahead of themselves, but we're not there yet. We're still not at 74. So we still have some bullish activity. We're still in the mix, so to speak. Okay. Volatility is coming back up. Remember I said I want to see us break down here? We didn't break. We went back up. Now this is not bad, but it's moving higher now once again. So we got to be careful. I want to see it moving lower today, not higher. What about momentum levels? Momentums are fairly stable. We have over 50% of stocks in the S&P, over 50% of the 200, 52, 58. Here we still can do a little bit more upside, but we're getting there. And NASDAQ 100 now has 50% of stocks trading above the 50, and all of these are okay. We still could use a little bit of a bounce. We still could use a little bit of a bounce. Okay. Um, all right, SPY. I warned you yesterday, and I explained to you that SPY is here. SPY was breaking out of this level right here. See this little level right here? And look at MAGs. MAGs were not. So let me draw this for you. Okay, let me draw this for you. And by the way, everything I'm saying right now, I told you yesterday. So please don't go, what? You never said that. I did. We spoke about this forever. Okay. Now this is going to take a little three-dimensional analysis, okay? Look at the bond market. See this ascending triangle? See how we haven't broken up here yet? Okay. See how on the SPY we started breaking out yesterday? A little bit, just a little bit. Technically, we still haven't, but a little bit we have. Now look at MAGs. No breakout. No breakout. We haven't broken out yet. And by the way, I told you this yesterday. This is not new. There's nothing here that I'm saying that's new. Look at SMH. Same thing. Look. See, remember I drew this little thing for you right here, and I said we need to break out of this channel. And you guys remember this. We were here yesterday. We were talking about all of this together. And I said, look, SMH and MAGs have not broken out. Look at RSP. Look at RSP. Look at equal weighted stocks. Look at Dow Jones. Look, hold on. Oops. Look at Dow Jones. See that? See that? All-time highs. Look at RSP. Now look at SMH. Can't get above here. Look at bonds. See how bonds are going down? That puts pressure on the SPY and makes SPY go down. The bonds have not come up here yet. None of the speculate. Look at QQQ. And I'm just all I'm doing is expanding the conversation from yesterday. I'm not saying anything new here. See, I drew that for you yesterday. Do you remember? If you guys don't know what the hell I'm talking about, watch the video from yesterday. I drew this for you yesterday. on SMH, this little area right here. I drew this for you on the mega caps as well. And I said to you that defensive stocks are leading right now. And I drew this for you yesterday, right here. This is yesterday morning. We were all here together. And I said, folks, the bond market is having a very difficult time breaking out of this area. And I'm very concerned about SMH and MAGs. Do you guys remember all? Okay, you guys remember this. Adrian remembers this. Right. So I said, if we can't break above, we're just going to consolidate here. We're just going to consolidate here. And folks, I'm going to ask you an interesting question. If Tesla, Nvidia, Microsoft, and all those stocks don't do anything for the next 2, 3 days, do you think we're going to get any movement from the stock market? So I said, keep an eye on the bond market because the bond market is driving price right now because we're supposed to be in a deflationary environment. And if the bonds can't break up here, it's going to be very difficult for stocks to break up here. Okay. All right. You guys remember we had this discussion yesterday? So my point is we have to be really, really, really careful right now. We got to be really, really careful right now because to me, it looks like the indexes want to consolidate. Here, let me just put that up here. We're in a now. The good part is these are all ascending triangles, which means they'll eventually break up to the upside. But are we there yet? I'm not sure. So it's really important right now. It's really, really important, like super, super important to keep your eye on the bond market. Because if the bond market goes down, it's going to push all of these with it. You understand? This is MAGs. See, I drew this for you yesterday. And I said, be very careful. It's going to look like it wants to break out, but more likely than not, until we're up here on the bonds. And there's nothing new here that I'm saying. Until we're right here, we're not going to break up. So be very, very, very carefully. Okay. And the bonds depend on interest rates. Yes, of course. Yes. So look. What V is talking about. Look what V just wrote, right? So let me just walk you through this. So look, bonds going down. Bonds going down. One second. Let me just tell my wife something here. Okay. Bonds going down means interest rate yield is going higher. Bonds going down, yield goes higher. If yield on interest rates go higher, it's bad for stocks, and MAGs go down. Do you understand? It's exactly what V just has there. So inversely correlated, yes. Bonds and interest rates are inverse. So if bonds go down, interest rates go up. If interest rates go up, we all know what happens to tech stocks. That's why I said keep an eye on this because if this can't break, and I spent a bunch of time on this yesterday, and I'm doing it again today. Because if bonds can't come up here, how are mega caps going to come up here? And that's why the Dow is very defensive. The Dow is making new swing highs, and RSP is starting to move higher because it doesn't have that mega cap exposure. See that? And it may come down. I don't know if it, but my point is, the mega caps, chip stocks, speculative stocks are not our friend till the bond market comes up here, is what I'm trying to tell you. Okay? Okay. Let me give you guys levels on the SPY. I mean on the markets. We still have a lot to go. I explained to Dr. Luke yesterday, and I explained it today. What you could do is you could take this video and you can rewind it and you can watch it right here. I just posted it for you. Bonds go up, interest rates go down. Bonds go down, interest rates go up. What happens when interest rates go up? The tech stocks like interest rates going up? So if bonds keep going down, interest rates keep going up. If interest rates keep going up, what happens to mega caps? No soup, because they don't like higher rates. Duh. And by the way, everything I'm saying right now is like real fun, uh, like like stuff that you could put in an encyclopedia. This isn't like any. All I'm doing is just connecting the dots. I'm not talking about anything very like risque here, or this is like real basic economics 101. Okay, I'm just connecting the dots for you guys. But this is yeah, yield goes up, bond yield goes up when interest rates goes up, bonds go down. Okay. This is real basic stuff, guys. We're not like getting into like advanced economics or anything like that. Just FYI. Like what I'm saying is not according to GARP. It's like pretty basic, economics. Okay, let's delete this. Let's draw levels for you. Hopefully I'll get to work on time today. Didn't care about higher rates because they have a lot of cash. I don't know. No, no. I don't mags don't care about no, that's not what not from you're taking what I'm saying, you're taking what I'm saying in a completely different way. Long-term interest rates are more sensitive to smaller stocks than larger stocks, but it doesn't mean large stocks are not sensitive to interest rates. So if interest rates are going to get higher, Russell 2000 is going to suffer a lot more than large cap stocks. But it doesn't mean large cap stocks are not going to get hit. Okay. What I'm saying is they have a lot less exposure because they have a lot more cash than smaller stocks. But it doesn't mean they're not impacted. It's a good point, but you're taking kind of what I'm saying out of context. Okay. Let's put that there. Very choppy. By the way, SPY was very choppy last night. Look at this, like all over the place. All over the place. Not very common. Not very common at all. Okay. I mean, every stock is impacted by interest rates. It would be kind of foolish for me to say stocks are not impacted, but yes, mega caps are impacted less. But it doesn't mean they're not impacted. Everything's impacted. And by the way, the long bond, the one we're looking at, it's more of a sentiment indicator. Remember, it's not like a 30-day bond or a 90-day bond. It's a 10-year plus. So, anyways, look, all I'm trying to do is just, connect the basic dots for you guys. SPY levels. Yeah, a lot of volatility. And look, we're right near the low, by the way, of the overnight. If the market's going to react this way during the day, we're going to have a lot of choppiness. I'm going to tell you right now. Wow, a very choppy market, very choppy overnight market. A lot of range overnight. Not typical, atypical actually. Remember how random the mags were last night? We could barely draw them. Let's see how they're going to look today. And by the way, it helps to come here every day. It really does. Because remember, it's like a soap opera. Every day solidifies what we talked about before. I thought interest rates up is more competition for money and people sell shares. No, it's very much impactful to the stock market. And you could see it. Just pull up TLT next to the QQQ. You'll see every time TLT comes down, the bond, all right, mags. Yeah, look at this. Nasty price action overnight. Real choppy. Very hard to draw levels. Jesus, look at this. Like really random trading action at night. on mags. The more random, the harder it is to get the levels moving. Go. Exactly, Brian. Exactly. It's true. It's true. It's like a soap opera. I mean, every day we come in here, we continue. Like if you were here yesterday, you would have a much clearer understanding of what I talked about when I talked about the bond market because I talked about it yesterday extensively. MAC levels, SMH. Let's do SMH. Very choppy overnight price action. Very, very choppy. Really choppy. More choppier than usual, which tells me that we're probably going to be very choppy today. Very choppy. I haven't seen markets being this choppy overnight in a long time. All right. Yep, we all look at the same usual suspects every day. Yep. SMH levels. TLT levels. Oh, TLT. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Straight down all day, all night. Just go straight down. That's not good for stocks. Not good for stocks at all. Not good for stocks at all. Not good for stocks. Okay. But remember, I haven't given you my stocks yet, so let's wait till we get there. Okay, this is TLT levels, SMH levels, Russell 2000 levels, IWM. By the way, Russell was really interesting yesterday. It was strong in the morning. And then interest rate. This is the most interest rate sensitive sector. Look, bonds. Look at bonds last night. Look at the bond market last night. Look at this right here. Look at this price action and look at Russell 2000. Look. I mean, I'm not kidding. Look at this. Look at Russell 2000 and look at the bond market last night. You're going to tell me they're not correlated? I mean, seriously, look at this. From here to here, look at this. This is the bond market, and this is the Russell 2000. You're going to tell me they don't trade together? Bond market, look. Boom, 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 boom. IWM. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, they're literally moving exactly the same way. Don't believe me? Check it out for yourself. Watch them next to each other for a few days. You'll see. Real choppy last night. Real choppy last night. Okay. A lot of randomness and choppiness last night, overnight. But I don't like the Russell and I don't like the bond market. IWM. All right. That gives you levels. Now let's move to small cap buzzers. We do a lot of work here in an hour or an hour and a half for me, almost 2 hours for me. But this is how I prepare for the day every single day. Okay. Okay. MGRX 295. Oops. No. TNMG. Now, this is making highs right now, and I don't know where it will stop. So I'm just going to give you the pre-market high now, but you got to be mature and use the pre-market high, whatever it'll be pre-market. So just keep an eye on it. Right now it's 89. I'll just put 90. But again, please keep an eye on it. I don't know if this is the peak, okay? And we don't take these till after market opens. Next, whoops. Okay. LVLU 940. This one looks good. MRSN. And again, remember pre-market high 30. No. We'll put this one in. OTLK above 175. Let's keep going. No, that's it. You wanted me to look at something? You wanted me to look at SGBX? No, it doesn't have the volume. Okay, so let me post these for you here, okay? Thank you, Hopimatic. I appreciate that. MGRX greater than 295. TNMG above 90 cents. And remember, a lot of these are not making pre-market highs. LVLU. Don't confuse LVLU with Lulu because V and U are very similar. So just, it looks a lot like Lulu to me, right? LVLU. Hold on, let me just write these down and I'll take a look and see if there's anything else. MRSN greater than 30. OTLK greater than 175. You wanted me to look at, somebody wanted me to look at, what was it? NUAI? Hell no. Okay, let's do large caps now, okay? Let's do large caps, and I'll give you my analysis. I'm actually going to make it to work on time today. Imagine that. By the way, I wanted to check something here. Okay, cool. I'm going to give you shorts first and then longs, okay? HBIO? No, 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 no. Okay, enough of that. Let me give you large caps now. CRWV, these are shorts. These are shorts. No HBIO. These are shorts. Okay. I've never traded this stock, CR or CL, just FYI. Meta is on our short list. That's not a good sign. When a mega cap stock is on your short list, that's not a good sign. MSTR too. Nice trend. I've had a swing short position in the stock for quite some time. Just full disclosure. CARR, AI, yes, AI. By the way, I think earnings on applied materials today will be very important for the entire industry, especially if the number is positive. Just FYI, my 5 cents. because it's a big company and we've already seen AMD do better than expected. So if this company does better than expected, it may take that cloud from overvaluations away. That's a beautiful short here. That's a beautiful short. Swing, not a day trade. A lot of wicks, but beautiful short. What X-ray? Well, no, you have that 7 minute commute takes you more time to get out of their develop. It does, Murray. It does, and it takes me longer to get. It takes me longer to get out of here and into the parking lot and out of the parking lot into the office than I. Yeah, it's weird. I used to be able to have a normal conversation with Matt on the way to work. Can't do that anymore. I get in there, it's too fast now. By the time I pick up the phone, I'm already done talking to him, which allows me to spend more time with you guys. Builder looks good. And before Builder, it was X-Ray. VNO, this is a realty trust. Murray, I hope the kitties are doing good. Send me more. I don't know yet, Ralph. I'll have to see the implied volatility. Remember what I told you about time spreads? Don't ask me about time spreads ahead of time because I don't know. How will I know if the implied volatility will be good? Let me just see something real quick. I want to see what they do. I want to see if they do. No, they do commercial real estate. I wanted to see if this was okay, so let me tell you what I was looking at. This is important. This is important. There are a lot of REITs out there, real estate investment trusts, that do commercial real estate for computer centers. Okay. I don't have the name of the company on top of my head, but there's a couple of them. Keep an eye on those. Those may be subject to cooling off a little bit in light of what we're seeing right now with AI. And I'll remember the name. There's several of them, but I wanted to see if this was one of them. VNO, VLTO. I don't think I could walk. It would take me about an hour to walk. It's a long distance, but it's very quick. VLTO, Garmin. But yeah, in theory, I could walk. You're right. I could. It's a nasty looking stock right here. But you're right. You're right, Murray. Too close. If you guys want to visit me, if anybody wants to come up here and visit me in my new office, you guys are more than welcome to. I always like visitors. SLG. That's the last short I have. Now let's move on to the longs. AMD still on my long list. I still like AMD. STLD. We took a day trade on AMD yesterday. We did really well on it. Very quickly, too. STLD. First Solar. It's a nice little move here. First Solar. Qualcomm, another chip stock that I like. I like AMD. I like Micron. Richard and I were talking about Micron yesterday. I like Micron. I like this one, Qualcomm. Let me just show you Micron. And I like AMD, but only one to a customer. Only one to a customer. They're all going to do the same thing, guys. I'm just letting you know. All three look good. AMD, Micron, and Qualcomm. Sophie. Is OTLK along? I'll look at it in a second. Data centers, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Do you guys have a biggest real estate? Yeah, no. Data centers. Data centers is what we're talking about. Data centers. Do you guys have a ticker for me for a data center read? Oh, there it is. There it is. I'll look at it. Ed, give me a second. I'm not in a hurry today. I'll look at that in a minute. Thank you, guys. And I'll look at Okla. I'll look at all of that in just a second. Morgan Stanley still looks good. I do want to look at those data centers. So 1 second. Morgan Stanley still looks good. TJ Maxx still looks good. IBM still looks pretty good. I've been really bullish on IBM the last couple of weeks. American Express. I wanted Matt to put this in yesterday, and he didn't. And I thought he did. And then I got upset because I found out he didn't too late because I would have put this into the pit. But the reason I wanted him to put this in Quick Strike yesterday, but he didn't put it in Quick Strike because the options were not as liquid as he would like them to be. I did not know that, so I thought I assumed he put it in quick strike, and I didn't give it to you guys as a swing trade in the pit as a result. My point in saying all this discussion is I like American Express. That's all I'm trying to say. Ross Store. Notice TJ Maxx, Ross Store, cheap discounters are moving up. Beautiful stock. It's a beautiful swing right there. Fiber. Let me make a little line of Ross Store. That looks beautiful. Fiber looks good. Sienna, I've been recommending this stock for quite some time. Somebody actually said they lost money on it. I don't know how you could lose money on a trend like this, but anyways. Sienna looks really great. I'm giving you guys a lot of really nice looking stocks today. Agilent still looks good, not overextended. Aflac. I just like saying Aflac. That's a nice consolidation move right there. And there's another stock that looks just like that, and I brought it up yesterday, and I don't remember what it is, but it'll come to me. Nope, wrong ticker. BWA. Yeah, Berg Warner. These are longs. These are all longs, Stacy. These are all longs. The first long was AMD, BWA, and TD. This is, I think, a Canadian company. Yeah. It's looking really good. This is looking beautiful right now. I mean, this is about as perfect of an A line as you can find. And I'm not kidding. That's just a beautiful chart. That one and this one, STLD, both of them look like really good A lines. Just heads up. Okay, let me take a quick look. Let me take a quick look at those stocks that somebody was kind enough to post for me. The Equinox. Yeah, it is. He's right. It is Equinox. Let me just take a quick look. Not yet. Not yet. Let me just take a look at the other ones too. I'm really curious about this. I'm doing this for my own. There was Equinox. Hold on, there was a few. Somebody posted them and I can't see them now. Digital Digital Realty Trust. Yeah, what's the ticker for Digital Real? There it is. That's the one I wanted to look at. Digital Realty Trust. Okay, it's breaking the 200 with volume. So something to keep an eye on. Definitely something to keep an eye on. And then, yeah, DLR. Yeah, I got it. And then there was one more, AAL and Intel you wanted me to look at. AAL. Very choppy, but nice trend. Really choppy. I mean, I wouldn't be day trading this, but nice trend. If you go further out, if you go like a month or two on options, this looks pretty good. Nothing wrong there. And then, what was the other one you wanted me to look at? Intel. Yes, I like to look at Intel. Let's look how Intel is looking. No super Intel. It's got the same problem. This is why I don't want to buy mags right now. We're below this line. See, we need to get above this line right here. And the bond market is is the problem. See, the bond market doesn't want to go up here. Same thing with all of these stocks. Look, you could see it right here on the mega caps. It's pretty clear. See that? Doesn't want to go higher. And that's the problem. These stocks don't want to break out to the next level. And if that doesn't, they'll just pull it. They'll do, okay. What I'm fearful is I'm fearful that the mags are going to pull an Intel on us. Hopefully that'll make sense. See how Intel looks like it wanted to go up? And right now it looks like it's just consolidating. We want it to go up here, not. So I'm willing to buy Intel after it comes up here. All right, I have to get out of here. I gave you my small caps. I gave you my large caps. I gave you everything I have. I literally gave you everything I have. What I ask in return is for you guys to visit me in the VIP room today, where I will be giving you guys a lot of ProTrader dashboard stocks and day trading and giving you guys good stocks today. And here's the link for Customer Service Live. Okay. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. If there's anything that I did not clarify, please feel free to email me. And you can always rewatch this video. They're all in the live tab, okay? Please give us a thumbs up if you haven't done so yet. And I will see you guys later. Bye, guys. Big session in the VIP room today. Big session. You want to know how Omar made $4 million? Exactly how I trade the pit. I'll show you today. Bye, everybody. Bye, Jill. Bye, Hopium Addict. Bye, Shamens. Bye, guys. Bye, Genevieve. Mr. Casablanca, David. Bye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for joining me this morning. I appreciate it. Bye, everybody. Please be careful today. Be careful. I need to see that breakout on the mags. If we just keep seeing Dow go up, not good. I'll update you. I'll be updating you every minute of the day. And Clyde, too. It was a very good session. It was, Mary. Thank you so much.